Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig.
My name's Ryland.
And this is a review show special.
Huh?
And we are going to be...
Since when?
Since I decided it's a review show special. We're going to be doing...
I only do no movie shows.
Oh, come back.
Oh.
You're doing a review show.
Listen,
Ryland's joining me on a review show special. And this week we're going to talk about someone that you've seen lecture at the YMC. Richard Griffin. You came back and said you thought he was amazing. Mm-hmm. Richard Griffin, if you don't know who Richard Griffin is, he just performed at the latest Magic Circle convention. He is a magician, he is an illusionist, he is I believe a former winner of the Young Magician of the Year competition. He is absolutely incredible, and we've been having a few people ask us to review some of his products, and we've never really seen any of his products before. So with this review show, we're going to be looking at 4 of Richard Griffin's products. One of them, which is the first one we're going to be looking at, has gone straight into Ryland's act. In fact, as of time of filming, we're about to go to the House of Secrets to perform. And
yeah, this will probably be up after I've performed.
After he performed at the House of Secrets, yeah, this is definitely going into his act. He's been rehearsing it an awful lot. This is called Punctured. Let's have a look at this one first. So, Punctured by Richard Griffin. What is Punctured by Richard Griffin? Well, he's got 2 versions of this. He's got Punctured and he's got Torched, I think it's called, or Scorched. And they're very similar. The only difference is one of them is on fire while one of them is just spiky. So what it is, basically, is it's like a stage illusion. Do you want to tell them what it is? Punctured.
Yeah, I think this is very cool. So basically, I've got
Describe
this
it.
like tube, and I put it on my arm, and I take these sharp little metal spikes, and they're solid, and then I go boom, and boom, and boom, and it goes like straight through my arm.
It does go straight through his arm. Vroom, vroom, vroom. How many
Vroom,
altogether?
vroom,
7 of them, isn't there?
7.
Yeah, so you get 7 spikes. It's a little bit like seeing a stage illusion, but close up. Like in the illusion show, we actually do to you Spike Wrap by Illusion Craft, and which is where he goes into a box.
17 spikes.
17 spikes are thrown through this box that he's in.
That's over double.
Yeah. Well, this is a version, a one-man version of that, where you put your hand inside this tube and you literally take these 7 spikes and you push them in one by one. Now, we did this for Instagram, didn't we? So that the people on Instagram could watch Ryland's performance of this. So have a look at this Instagram video. It'll give you a rough idea of exactly what happens, and then we'll bring it back into the studio and tell you what we think. So, that was a great performance, Ryan. Obviously, that was just a quick video done for Instagram, but you have been rehearsing.
Oh, yeah, I did a small version of the table.
Yeah. But you have been rehearsing like a full version.
Yeah, I've been rehearsing the full one.
Which you're ready for, aren't you?
Yeah, I was like, did you like secretly film it when I was practicing? I was like, when did we film it?
You did it at the table.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. Now, what you get in the box, what you get in the box is you get the instructions, written instructions. You also get the holder that holds the 7 spikes, which is quite nice because it keeps everything self-contained. You get the tube, you get the spikes, but you also get a kid show version as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Where you get 7 different coloured wands.
You get little silver, no, not silver, but like
different coloured
magic wands.
And the idea
like
with
pink and green and blue and yellow.
Yeah, and the idea with the kid show version is you put your arm through and you get the kid to come up and help you on stage by pushing the magic wands through your arm. Now, the way that you saw Ryland do it in that video, he didn't have the tube covered with paper. Do you want to tell him about the paper thing?
Yes, so what's really cool about the paper is it's just you shoving it through your arm randomly. Because like there's you have like brown paper around it, and it's just you go vroom, 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 and you're like just shoving it in your arm randomly.
And you are planning on using the paper, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you get lots of pre-cut pieces of brown paper, and it just literally wraps around the around the tube, and then there's just a piece of sellotape that'll keep it in place.
Well,
and that,
sellotape to stick it down, and then glue to stick the other side down, and it's like, and then you, in the middle of the performance, you go wham, 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 wham.
okay.
Wham.
So you can practice it without the brown paper, but then you throw the brown paper on when you actually want to perform it. Okay. So, what do you think of this?
I think it's very cool.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And what would you give it? Because obviously I know you are putting it into this.
100,000,000%. Whatever the biggest number I've ever done before, times shooting cubed.
So why do you like it so much?
I just think this is a very cool thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there you go. That is... Oh, and we should tell you the difference between this and Scorch.
Yeah, it's Scorch. You've got like flames, and it's like sticks with flames, and you stick the flames through your arm. So like that's really cool, obviously.
Same sort of thing, really, to be perfectly honest. But we kind of feel a lot of venues don't let you use fire. So if you were using it in your act, it's best to get this one.
Yeah.
But all of these tricks are available from Richard Griffin. So you can get them directly from his website. Plus a lot of them are from other magic dealers as well. But that's the first one. Let's move on with the next trick. Okay, so the next trick we're going to be looking at from Richard Griffin is the Gung Ho box.
Yep.
Now, this is another one that you've been playing around with and you like very, very much. The Gung Ho box is based on the Gung Ho illusion, which is a classic stage illusion. And what Richard Griffin has done is taken that stage illusion and created a version that you can perform. It's not really a close-up trick. None of these last two tricks are close-up tricks, really. The Punctured isn't a close-up trick by any stretch of the imagination. You could do this close-up, I think, but realistically... Gung Ho box, the one where you produce the cards. Yeah. You could produce...
I say you could probably do that.
You could do it close-up, but the angles are quite restrictive.
Yeah, if you go like that, because you can like... I think you can like bend them in. So it's like... Kind of like... So it'd be like in the shape like... that if you bend them in a little. So it's like that, and then you say... Because then they won't be able to see it, and then close it up. Take the deck of cards out, put that away, do a card trick.
Okay. Well, let's have a look at a performance of Ryan doing this. You filmed this for Instagram as well, didn't you? So let's have a look at a performance of this so you can see what we're talking about, and then we'll bring it back and we'll give it a full review. So, here's the thing. It's very, very easy to do. It's self-contained, so you literally just take out this box, you open it up, they can see through each individual part, you close it, and you can bring the cards out. Yeah. I think this is more of a parlour and more of a small cabaret show type thing. I think you could do this close-up, but I think this is really more for banquet. Yeah. I wouldn't want to do this walk around. This is kind of more for a bigger table type thing, really, or maybe a formal close-up show than it is really kind of a walk-around piece. You wouldn't want to do this walk-around. But it'd fit into your jacket pocket if you wear a jacket, and you could take it out. Now, the other thing that Richard talks about on the tutorial is you don't necessarily need to use it to produce a deck of cards. Anything that fits inside that load chamber you can produce. So one of the things he talks about is having the Gung Ho box on one side and taking a bag of Skittles, vanishing all of the Skittles, of which there's many different ways to vanish the Skittles. The Skittles vanish, you then show this Gung Ho box as completely empty, and then you just pour all the Skittles out from the Gung Ho box. So it looks like the Skittles have vanished from one place and appeared somewhere else. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a deck of cards, but the load chamber is designed to have a deck of cards in there. So realistically, if you're looking for a really cool production of a deck of cards, a box won't fit in there, by the way, so you're not going to be able to put a tuck case in there. Yeah. It has to be a loose deck of cards. That's something to be worth bearing in mind. But it's better than... You're right.
I went to nod my head and I went...
It's better than the normal Gung Ho box. Because with this, and this is the genius that Richard has done, you can open it up like the Gung Ho
looks so
box and see
pretty
the
as well.
middle. Yeah, and then you can see this side and you can see that side. So you can see through the little holes. It looks like it's impossible that there could be anything in there.
And then boom, and then a whole deck of cards appear.
Yeah, it's very, very cool when you actually think about it. I very much like this. I like it more now I'm talking about it. I liked it before, but I really like it now I've been talking about it. And I
don't
think
really see why, but okay.
me neither. And I think there's an awful lot you could do with it as well. I really do. I think there's a lot you could do with it. My mind is racing now. Could you take the Skittles, pour it into the Gung Ho box and show that they've gone, and then close it back up again and reappear them? That would work, wouldn't it?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I think we need to work around with Skittles and see what that looks like. Anyway, I really like this. I can see myself doing this. If I was still doing virtual shows, which I do occasionally, but not very often, but if I was still doing virtual shows on a regular basis, this is something that would just be so cool for a virtual show. This would just be amazing. If I had this in my virtual show days, this would have been probably my opener. It's very, very good. I like it. I'm giving it 85%. What about you?
I'm going to give it 95%.
95%. 95% from Ryland, 85% from me. Yeah, the angles mean that it really is more of a stage item. But, you know, hey, if you want something where you're going to make a deck of cards appear, this is the way to go. It's really good. Now we're going to move on with the next product. Okay, so next up, we have Richard Griffin's comedy microphone. And this is more of a utility prop and more of a gag than a trick. So we're gonna kind of show you what it is. Let me just read the effect. The magician approaches the microphone to speak, but it does not work. He looks at the sound guy, and as he does, the top of the microphone pops off. He picks it up and places it back on the microphone. It pops off again, surprising the magician. He picks it up again and places it back, and this time it pops up into his face. Placing it on top again, he looks for a switch to turn the microphone on, and as he does, the microphone explodes, sending a flash of fire into the air. Great comedy gag for comedy magicians, compares, and children's magicians. If you know the pop-off wand,
I love the pop-off wand.
This is basically a modern-day version of the pop-off wand. So this is what you get. It looks like a normal microphone. And so you can have this on a microphone stand as the effect.
It's a sponge ball.
Well, it's not. It's meant to be the top of a microphone. But anytime you want to, you can have that fly off. It is a sponge ball, but it looks like...
It's a sponge ball.
You know it's a sponge ball because you're a magician.
No, it looks like a sponge ball.
This is how a microphone looks.
No, microphones are it's like they've got like this sort of
There is more than one type of microphone. There's
like loads of those shapes.
There's more than one type of microphone. There are microphones like this, Ryland.
There's
Trust
no
me.
microphones like that.
Yes, there are.
No microphones have sponge balls on top of them.
Right, there are microphones like this. There are.
No microphone has sponge balls on top.
How many microphones have you ever seen?
Lots.
Yeah, actually, you have. Yes, that's a very good point. But no, there are.
None of them have sponge balls on the top.
It doesn't matter.
When were there sponge balls on top of a microphone?
There are. This is like you. Right, you know that. Right, stop. You know that head mic that you wear, where you've got that soft squidgy bit.
That's not a microphone. That's a head mic.
It's
a difference.
Yes, but the point.
There's a difference.
Can I point something out? That is called a muffler, right?
That's not a muffler.
Listen, they have mufflers for microphones. You just haven't seen them, but you have mufflers for microphones.
The whole muffler doesn't pop off and not have a sound thingy inside.
Look.
And there's not even electronics in there. It's just a big red stick.
Look, it's a gag.
Abracadabra.
It's a gag. You walk up to the microphone and you say,
How are you gonna do the show without that?
Well, I guess that they'd then bring out a normal microphone and you'd...
What do you start with that?
Now, the other thing that you've got down here...
Do you do that like in the middle?
Yeah, you do this as an opener. It's a comedy opener. Now, what you have down here, this is a load chamber that you put flash wool in. So when at the end you're looking for a switch to switch it off, you pull this, and that ignites the flash wool, and the whole thing explodes. So you kind of go, ah, and the whole thing explodes. Yeah, I think you did this.
It's a sponge ball and it's off-centered.
I think you.
It's an off-centered sponge ball. Oh yeah, it's spongy one high.
What if I hit you with that bit?
now.
It,
He's all sensitive.
I think if you're a kid show entertainer, they would absolutely love this. Kids would love this. You know, you'd walk out and you'd go. You could even make a gag of it, like, hey kids, my name's Craig. I'm the magician. Oh, I don't think you can hear me. I'm going to use the microphone. You know, I don't know. You'd have to routine it, but I think this could be really, really funny. I think the kids would really get into this. I'm not too sure a comedy magician would use this, but maybe they would. It's not my style as a comedy magician, but it's definitely the sort of thing that a kids show magician. Ow! It's definitely. It's definitely the sort of thing that a kid show magician would use. It's not a sponge ball. It's a microphone. Are you finished? Are we done?
Huh?
Are we done?
With what?
You playing with my sponge ball.
I told you it was a sponge ball.
It looks just like a muffler. Do you agree? It looks like a big muffler.
No, it's a sponge ball.
Does it look like a big muffler?
No, it looks like a big sponge ball.
What are you giving it, Ryland? My ball's dropped.
Hey, yo!
What? What? It has.
You can't say that.
It's dropped down there.
You can't say your ball's dropped.
It's dropped down there. Can't play with it anymore because it's dropped all the way down there. What are you giving it? Oh, now my navigation's dropped it. What are you giving it?
95%.
Oh, you spend the last 5 minutes bitching about how it doesn't look like a microphone, and then you give it 95%. What's up with that? Unbelievable. He goes on and on and on, and then he's like, 95%, I'm definitely going to do this. See what I have to put up with? It's ridiculous. 85% from me. I think it's really good. If you're a kid show entertainer, you would definitely use this. So the final Richard Griffin product we're going to be looking at today is Matrix Pad 2.0, which is a way of doing Matrix with a post-it notepad. And you get a set of gimmicks that are designed to be able to do this.
Yeah.
You also get 2 post-it notepads because the whole idea is this is meant to reset instantly. Because without giving too much away.
What are your glasses?
Yes, they're great. Without giving too much. They are slightly. Without giving.
There's no logo on the side?
No. Can we carry on?
Yeah.
So without giving too much away, the gimmicks that you get in the set allow you to prep the post-it notepad so that once you've finished one performance, you can immediately reset for the next performance. And basically, you draw 4 circles on a pad and you magically move them into one corner and then you give them the post-it note to keep. Let's have a look at this so you can see exactly what it looks like. Ryland did this as an Instagram video, so you'll be able to see exactly what it looks like. Okay, so that's the effect. The effect is that you show a pad, you get a little container. Ryland didn't use this on Instagram because he didn't need to, but you get a little black plastic container to keep the post-it note pad in so that it doesn't get wrecked and so that everything stays set up in your pocket. So you take this container out, you take the pad out, and you basically do what you just saw Ryland do. There's a few different ways of actually having it examinable at the end. The way that Ryland did it was one way. There's another way that Richard talks about, but Ryland's hands are too small to do that, which is why we kind of which is why we went in the other direction. But in essence, it's very visual. You show the pad, you show that there's nothing drawn on it, you draw 4 circles on it, you then immediately move them into the corner, and you immediately give them that piece of paper to keep, and within about 5 seconds, you reset ready for the next table. It's right. First of all, positives. It's a working method. The method works really well. It's designed to be worked in a real world environment. I can imagine Richard has done this an awful lot. That's a massive plus. Yeah. Second of all, it's an almost instant reset. Third plus, no table is required. You can do it anytime, anywhere. It's perfect.
That's always a good point.
Yeah, it's perfect for the walk around performer. Fourth great point, you've got the little case to keep it in, so you can keep the pad in your pocket. It's not going to get wrecked. You're going to be able to just keep it safe until you want to perform it, which is really good. Next point is it's really visual. Next really positive point is you give the Post-it note away at the end. You just give it them and they can keep it. Now, couple of negatives that you need to be aware of. First of all, nothing is examinable other than the piece of paper that you give them. So they can't examine the pad at all at any point. When you are doing the actual matrix part, they can't examine anything. At the end, they can examine and keep the piece of paper that you give them, but the pad isn't examinable. My gut instinct is the examinability isn't an issue because you're giving them the piece of paper, which I think is where the focus should be. So when you tear that piece of paper off at the end and you give it them, that's apparently the paper that all of the circles have moved around on. So I think that is where the heat will be, not on the pad. But it's worth noting that you can't examine the pad. The other thing is that's worth noting, the gimmicks for this are very, very small.
Yeah.
Very small. Part of the gimmicks, you get a couple of spares.
Good.
You need 3, you get 5.
Wow, that's always.
So you get a couple of spare, you get a little bag to keep them in nice and safe. But they are very, very small. Like when I was practicing it.
When I was 5.
No, when I was practicing it, I lost one.
You only got 1 spare?
No, I lost one. I found it eventually. It was stuck to Indy. But it just blended into Indy. It was stuck on the dog. But the dog was like sitting next to me while I was practicing the trick. But I lost one. I did find it, but they are very, very small, and you will have to be you'll have to be very careful when you finish the gig. You'll have to, like sometimes when I finish the gig, everything just goes in the close-up case. I just want to get out of there. With this, you'll have to meticulously take the gimmicks, put them back away in the little bag. You won't want to lose them. I assume that Richard Griffin will sell spares or be able to supply spares, but that is the thing that you're going to need to bear in mind. So it's a great trick. It's a working method. It's a practical method. It looks really good. It's designed for a walk around performer and it gives you a really nice souvenir. But please bear in mind that it can't be examined and that the gimmicks need to be looked after as they might be lost. Outside of that, it's very, very good. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to do this. And I'll tell you why I'm not going to do it. I've got a routine, which I published on the Netrix, called BCM, or Business Card Matrix, which is the similar sort of thing, but with a business card. So I draw 4 circles on a business card. The difference is I get them to sign the business card as well. So they sign it.
I don't think I'll use this, and I don't think I'll use yours, because I've already got something that I use.
The flicky pad thing?
No. You know that thing with the card? And then you shake it.
Yes.
And they'll move in.
Yes.
I would use that.
Okay.
Just because I don't have to do a bunch of moves afterwards. I can literally just do a double lift. Give it out.
Yep. Okay. That's fair enough. But I really like this. The only reason I'm giving it 79%. The only reason I'm not doing it is because I've got a version that I'm happy with that probably isn't quite as visual, but there's plus points that I like, that I prefer. So I'm going to do that instead, but I don't want to take anything away from this. This is really good. And if you don't do anything like this is a great option. It really is. And it's very well thought out and very well routined. I'm giving it 79%. What about you?
I'm also going to give it 79% because this is very clever. But I wouldn't do it because I've already got something that I'm happy with.
So, cool. 79% from Rai, 79% from me. Let's wrap this up.
That's another V-show in the bag. bag.
Whoa, you can't do that.
Why?
We're not doing a review show.
There's a new review show special in the bag. There's no review show special in the bag. There's no review show special
No.
in the bag. Get your head down.
No, I don't bend like that. Sit down.
In the bag.
Ow.
And I dyed my hand pink. See that on my hand?
Oh, love it. Right, that is another... I can see that. That is another review show special in the bag. Thank you once again for joining us right here on Magic TV. I promise you Ryan won't be here next Sunday. What are you doing? No! You're not painting me purple! Sit down. Stop it. That is another review show special in the bag. Ryan will never be here again. He wants to play VR after this. That ain't happening. Thank you once again for watching.
It was worth it.
It was worth it.
It was worth it.
We'll see you again. All of these tricks can be...
No.
You really, honestly, no VR. The review, no VR. No Zelda, no VR, no nothing. Stop it, your mum's going to kill me. Just stop it.
Dyed my hand pink.
Follow him on Instagram
Right,
and
so that's
Facebook
purple.
and YouTube by going to Ryan and the Kid Magician. I'll be back next week with a bunch more videos. And if you haven't already done so, go and check out the Netrix, www.thenetrix.com.
Cookies. Stop cookies.
We'll see you again. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Craig.
I'm Ireland.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Honestly, you're an idiot.